What's up, everybody? This is Justin Bozeman. I'm doing a quick video because I wanted to talk about something that kind of made me a little bit angry today as I sat around and I listened to things on the radio. And it was funny because, I heard people talking about it, and all of a sudden, there's all this concern and caring over Ukraine and over a war in the Ukraine and over the fact that Russia has invaded Ukraine and there's people dying and there's people fighting and people can see the fighting. And all of a sudden, you got bleeding heart liberals who've been on TV ever since the war in Afghanistan in 2004, who have been talking about how all we do is fight endless wars overseas and we don't need to be over there and let those people fight each other and we need to stay out. We have all these isolationists who didn't care about us, who just wanted us out of all these wars. They said nothing when Joe Biden just pulled out of Afghanistan and they were overran, and they dissed for years President George Bush and the war on terror because they didn't want people over there. And all of a sudden, you got people now who think, oh, we should do something about this. And for me, all this outrage over Vladimir Putin going after the Ukraine and basically attacking it and probably trying to complete his plan of restoring the original USSR. For me, it's disingenuous because in 2020, during the presidential debates, nobody cared about foreign policy. Nobody cared about what Joe Biden's policies were concerning the rest of the world and concerning how do you keep Vladimir Putin from invading the Ukraine? How do you keep peace the way that President Trump was able to keep peace? They didn't want to talk about that. All they wanted to talk about during these elections was President Trump's tweets and how he's so mean, and oh, we think President Trump is a racist, and oh, racism this, racism that, Black Lives Matter, horrible policemen, horrible cops killing blacks, you're racist. That's all they wanted to talk about. Nobody asked President Trump about how was he able to get it to the point where Kim Jong-un wasn't about to start a war. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about the fact that Trump's foreign policies actually worked. Nobody cared. Nobody asked Joe Biden about his stance on foreign policy during the debates. You want to know why? Because the media told people not to care. The media told people that it didn't matter what Joe Biden thought about foreign policy and about wars in other countries because he was just going to be better than Trump because he's not a racist. He was just going to be better than Trump because he doesn't send out tweets. He was just going to be better than Trump because we didn't have to Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully it didn't mess up my video. Sorry about that. I had some issues here, internet issues. And you know what? I think this is because people don't want me getting out this message. But you know what? I'm gonna keep this stream going. I'm gonna reiterate what I said. Nobody cared about Joe Biden's foreign policies during the election. Nobody cared if his decisions would cause America to lose energy independence. Nobody cared about that. Nobody cared if his decisions would put other countries in danger because of his weakness. This is the reason why Vladimir Putin is doing this, because he knows Joe Biden is weak. And Joe Biden has capitulated to Russia with every single term. But yet in the media, you never hear about Russian collusion with Joe Biden, even though he's been giving them everything that they want and they've given us nothing in return. Nobody wants to talk about this. But yet people really want to go online and be all up in arms and, oh man, war is so bad and war is so evil and war is this and war is that. Y'all people didn't care about what would happen when you allow the person who's in the White House to get into the White House without questioning the stuff that was going on. This is what people let happen. This is what the GOP let happen. This is what the Democrats let happen. This is what the people who are swayed by what the media says let happen. Y'all let this happen. Don't pretend to care now about foreign policy. Whenever you start to be able to actually visually see the horrors of war and what happens when you have a weak president who cannot confront a world leader who knows that, and I'm going to just say it like this, I don't care. He knows that Joe Biden don't got no balls. That's what it boils down to. He knows Joe Biden don't got the balls to stand up to him. And that's how he acts. So don't all of a sudden, all you people who voted for Joe Biden because Trump was so mean and you didn't even know that Trump had a lot of foreign policy wins because you didn't care, because the only thing that you listened to was the media tell you that Trump was a racist. You can't name a policy that was racist. You listened to what the media told you to do. You walked lockstep and barrel with the globalist agenda, with a man with the antichrist agenda, and now you have a man who is exactly what you want. He's weak on foreign policy. He's weak on defending the borders. He's weak in terms of standing up to other countries and making sure that they stay within their borders. This is what you wanted. So forgive me for not being fakely outraged that Vladimir Putin is doing what exactly he was going to do and what you saw coming if you had been paying any attention to the Trump administration and their diplomatic talks with NATO and trying to get the Ukraine involved, because Putin didn't like that, because if Ukraine is a NATO country, he can't just invade it. Y'all didn't care. Y'all just wanted Trump gone. So now that Trump is gone, listen, watch. I want you guys to watch carefully. Let me look into the camera. I want you guys to watch carefully. Watch carefully while innocent civilians die, while innocent people die, babies, yes, women, children, yes, while they die. Because you guys were in such a hurry to get rid of a president because the media told you he does all these mean tweets. But guess what? I'm not y'all. I'm not fakely outraged at something that I knew was going to happen, that I saw was going to happen and take place, because you guys didn't educate yourselves on what you were voting for. You guys didn't educate yourselves on what happens when you vote for people and their foreign policy is weak. Barack Obama said it himself. He said about Joe Biden, he said, never underestimate Joe's ability to F something up. That's what he said. Came out of his mouth. I'm quoting Barack Obama. Never underestimate Joe's ability to F something up. Why? Because he knew that when it came to foreign policy, Joe Biden has been wrong on every major foreign policy decision in his political career, going back to his days as a senator. Every single one, he's been wrong. You cannot name an instance in which Joe Biden gave an opinion or he voted for something in which he ended up being right at the end of the day. But nobody asked him these questions during the election season. Nobody asked him these questions during the debate. All they wanted to talk about was racism and women and trans bathrooms and equal rights for this and BLM and Trump tweeting. That's all they wanted to talk about. So listen, don't start with the fake outrage now. Don't act like you're horrified about the war now. Don't act like it. Y'all didn't care. And y'all still don't care. I'm calling y'all out on this. Y'all still don't care about what's going on over in the Ukraine. Y'all didn't care that much when stuff was going on in Afghanistan. Y'all let Joe make that decision and put those innocent civilians in danger. Y'all didn't care then. So this is the person who you're voting for. And now the rest of the world gets to see on a grand stage just how weak our leadership is. I just wanted to say that, even though my video was messed up because, they're trying to censor me out here, but that's all right. I just wanted to say that. I know Joe's giving his State of the Union address, which is going to be all lies, but the media won't call him out on it. He don't got to say nothing. He don't got to talk about nothing. Nobody cares. But I'm going to call this man out until he's out of the White House. This is Justin Bozeman. I'm signing out.